What's up guys, welcome to another tennis reviews video, and today we're going to discuss how to pick a tennis string for beginners. I'll give you some of my favorites that you can purchase at the end. Before we get started, I want to tell you to head over to playtennis.com to get your all-access pass on tennis. By heading over, you can get involved in tennis from finding courts, coaches, tennis facilities, gear shops, and much more. Especially for this month of May, you can get involved with Play Tennis Month. And all you have to do is go to their website, look at all the events. If you're a beginner and you've never held a tennis racket, this is the time to pick up the sport. I'll have a link in the description below so you can check it out. So my number one biggest thing that I would say for beginners when picking a tennis string is to stay away from polyester strings. Polyester strings are meant for intermediate to advanced level tennis players. Even a lot of professional players don't even use a full bed of polys. They use a hybrid, a combination of poly and something else that we'll discuss later in this video. Polyester strings are meant for maximum control. They're pretty stiff on the arm and they lose tension pretty quickly, give you a lot of spin however, and that's really not what you want for a beginner. For a beginner string, you want something that's going to be comfortable, that's going to be easy on your arm, that's going to give you a lot of power, and it's going to last a pretty long time, so you can just try it out and see if you like playing tennis. So that leads me to my next point, is to look at multifilament strings. Whereas polyester strings are sometimes called monofilament strings, which means that it's one long piece of string, multifilament strings are different fibers combined together to give you a very comfortable, powerful option. They also, due to the fibers being wound together, and when you tighten the string, when you string it, they hold tension for a very long time, whereas polyester strings, you probably need to cut it out within a month. However, the one thing that I would say is that multifilament strings do break a lot quicker than polyester strings, as they do fray if you hit it for a while. So definitely, if you're getting a multifilament, you gotta be careful of taking care of the racket, storing it in a proper location after you hit with it, and not leaving it out in the heat or too cold for a very long time, as this could lead to it breaking pretty quickly. But other than that, it offers a lot of power, good comfort, and the tension lasts a pretty long time, which are three things that you really need if you're a beginner looking to pick out a tennis string. Some of my favorite multifilament strings are Ytex Touch, Wilson NXT, and Babila XL. As always, I'll leave links in the description below so you can check those out for yourself. Number 3, the cheaper option to multifilament strings are synthetic gut strings. A lot of times you can find synthetic gut strings for $5 or less. They play pretty similarly to multifilament strings, probably in between multifilament and poly, so they give you a good amount of control and power. Their durability is a little bit better than multifilament strings. They offer a little bit more spin than the multifilament strings do, but it's extremely comfortable when compared to polyester strings, and very, very economical. If you are breaking strings often, it's not going to cost too much. Even if you buy a reel of these you will save a lot of money, and you can try to experiment with different tensions and figure out what you like in a tennis racket. I really like synthetic gut. Some of my favorite options for synthetic gut strings are a Gosen OG Sheep Micro, Prince Synthetic Gut with Duraflex. So number 4, probably the most important thing when trying to figure out a tennis string or any tennis gear is to play test. So I would say, if you're a beginner, look at a couple multifilament strings, a couple synthetic gut strings, buy 3 to 4, and just play test them over a span of a month or a few months. String them with your racket and see what you like. Probably put them around mid-tension for your racket, and then see what you like, see what you don't like, and then go from there. You can narrow your search down and try to figure out which string would be the best for you. Number 5, the last thing that you want to consider is price. Like I said, synthetic gut strings are pretty cheap compared to multifilament strings and polyester strings, and if you are a beginner tennis player and you're just getting started with the game, learning everything, it's gonna be expensive when you're starting out. You're buying your racket, probably tennis shoes, maybe a bag, any strings, all of this stuff. So you don't want to get caught up with buying a lot of stuff. If I were you, I would probably just go ahead, buy a synthetic gut and buy a couple other strings and start play testing it. You don't want to invest too much money, especially if you're getting started out, as you'll probably want to upgrade later in the future. This goes with anything, not just the tennis strings. Thanks for checking out this video on how to pick a tennis string for beginners. If you like this video, hit that red subscribe button below. Like I said, all the links will be in the description below for you to check it out. Head over to playtennis.com to get your all-access pass on tennis, especially if it's in the month of May. You want to check it out. They have some pretty cool stuff going on there. And that's it for today, guys. Tennis reviews, and we'll see you next time.